This is a free download from the BBC. For more information, go to bbc.co.uk/podcasts.
Hello, dear listener. Welcome and indeed well done. Congratulations and salutations for downloading this, the latest episode of the Iain Lee BBC Three Counties podcast. I say the latest. The way this thing works, you could be listening in the year 2039. This could be just one of the very, very early ones, as this show will no doubt run for years and years and years. Yeah. The way this works is every weekday morning between 6 and 9, I present the breakfast show on BBC Three Counties Radio. We jot down the best bits and then we play them in a short podcast that you can carry around in your pocket. This week, there's a little bit of this.
You can't tend to understand the New York Times affects a man. Whether you're a mother or whether you're a brother, you're still alive, still alive.
A smattering of this.
I've got a horrible smell up my nose.
And there's also this.
Sure, let me get a towel, make myself decent.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Oh, good morning, boss. You well?
I'm good. How are you doing, fella?
Oh, do you know what? I'm doing absolutely fine. You come back from your holes, 2 weeks in the sunshine.
Beautiful.
Still as ghostly as ever, but it's good to see you.
Well, I'm not a sun... how did I phrase it in the office? A sun worshipper.
Yeah, I can tell.
Like you are. The point of the holiday is not necessarily for me to get tan. It's for me to relax. It's for me to unwind. It's for me to spend quality time with my wife and children.
Lovely. Yeah. Absolutely lovely. You should work for a holiday company.
Well, do you know what I spent most of the holiday doing? I've now seen Toy Story 3 36 times.
Really?
36 times.
Did it improve on the 32nd time?
Well, it didn't. It's a cracking film. It's my favourite of all the Toy Story movies.
Yeah.
And especially the bit when the toys, spoiler alert, the toys think they're going to die. Very emotional. Oh, and they'll hold hands in the furnace. Oh, I cried.
It sounds like you've had fun.
I cried at that point, and I cried at that bit when Andy gives Woody over to the little girl.
I can never imagine you crying.
Oh, mate, I'm a big baby, mate.
I like you even more.
I sob like a baby. Now, listen, I hear you did a cracking job for filling in for me. Thank you very much. It's appreciated. This morning, what do you like, Justin?
What do I like? I like Luton Town Football Club. I like things that are orange, and I like sports cars.
What don't you like?
What I don't like is people that are very, very negative, and all they do is moan. And I don't like speed cameras.
You've described me. I got caught on the speed camera again the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate.
So this is me having my speeding awareness course. Now I've got 6 points.
Oh, take it easy.
Hey, chihuahua. It's a very simple concept. 08459 455 555. What do you like? What don't you like? You've been out asking people this, haven't you, Justin?
Yes, first for news, I've been out and about in Luton, asking people what they like and what they don't like, and this is what people had to say. So, what's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew, what do you like?
Tennis.
That was a quick answer, wasn't it?
I know.
Yeah, what don't you like?
Being accosted in the street by people that ask me to do surveys and question.
Don't get fresh.
No.
Madam, what do you like?
Lots of things. Animals, walking, sport.
What don't you like?
People accosting me in the street.
Okay. Bye. Hello, sir. How are you doing today? You well?
I'm good, yes.
Fantastic. What do you like?
What do you mean, what am I like?
What do you like?
What do I like?
Yeah, what do you like? Just doing some research for the Iain Lee programme, First for News.
Yeah, I want to follow what you're saying. What do I like?
Well, nothing. Thank you. Hello, sir. How are you today? You well?
I'm not talking, thanks.
What do you mean, what do I like?
What do you like?
That's such a vague question. It could be anything.
What do you like?
Life.
What don't you like?
Bad people.
Thank you. Hey, you're looking pretty smart. What's your name?
Samuel.
Samuel. What do you like?
Football. Music. PS3, food.
What don't you like?
Annoying girls and people. Annoying people.
Is that aimed at me?
Yeah.
I thought we were getting on well.
We were.
So what's gone wrong?
I don't know, you tell me.
No, you tell me. Brian, nice baseball cap. I'm enjoying that. Brian, what do you like?
Well, it might darts. It might respect sports, football,
Cricket.
Where'd you get that baseball cap from, by the way?
Debenhams.
Does it go down well with the ladies?
Well, I'm not really worried. As long as it keeps my head warm, that's all I worry about.
Take your point. Brian, listen, have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Hello, madam. What's your name?
Lisa.
Lisa, I'm from the Iain Lee programme. That's big. We're asking today, what do you like?
Everything.
Everything?
What like?
Well, what do you like?
Chocolate.
What don't you like?
Arrogant people.
I like people who speak properly. I don't like people who say everything. It's a G, not a K.
Everything.
Yes. We've got some lots of people on Facebook here. Jenny's been very zen here. I like unexpected, unselfish acts of kindness. I don't like prejudice.
Ooh, well thought out answer.
Tricia says, I like you for a start, Iain. Oh, thank you very much. I don't like people who don't listen but pretending they are. They just selfish. There were lots of people who said, I like Justin Dealey. I don't like it when you come back from your holidays.
Oh, leave it out.
But no, they said it. Don't worry, I've deleted and blocked those people from the Facebook page. Don't diss me. I like bacon. I like specifics. I don't like open-ended questions.
Oh.
I like it when Iain Lee comes back from holidays. I don't like the fact the Badger Cull is going ahead. The Badger Cull is going ahead.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
And that's your latest news and sport. I'll be back with more at 7 o'clock.
So, Catherine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cleared my throat there. I should have done that before I opened the microphone to speak to you.
Do you know what my friend calls that? Mashed potato voice.
Sorry?
Where it sounds like you've got a...
So, what do you like?
Dolly Parton.
What don't you like?
Jolene.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Jez is in High Wycombe. Hey, Jez.
Hello.
Before we go any further...
Yes.
What do you like?
What do I like? What do I like?
What do you like?
What do I like? Hello?
What do you like?
What do I like? Curry-flavoured ice cream.
What don't you like?
What don't I like?
What don't you like?
Well, I like I like any sort of flavoured ice cream.
No. What don't you like?
What don't I like?
What don't you like?
Well, what generally speaking, or are we talking about just ice creams here?
What don't you like?
Getting out of bed in the morning.
There we go, perfect. Did you say you... It wasn't that difficult, it's not a trick question, I'm just curious.
I wasn't sure what you meant. I was getting... it's a bit of well, I'm had a bit of a lion, so I'm just not really awake yet.
Jess, did you say you liked curry-flavoured ice cream?
I do.
Oh, you dirty boy.
But basically what happened was, a friend of mine he's a confectioner, he's got a cafe and a shop in Princess Risborough.
How cool would it be to have a friend like that?
And he makes his own chocolate. It was always his dream to set up his business and make his own chocolate, which he did.
Yeah.
And basically he runs this cafe as well, and he had a Facebook message saying, would anybody... I'm now supplying pubs and restaurants with my ice cream. Now I've got my ice cream maker in. Was there any flavours anybody would like me to make and for you to come and try? So I put on there, I've always wondered what curry-flavoured ice cream would taste like. So then, a few days later, I didn't think anything of it, I thought he wouldn't do it. The next thing I know, I've got a Facebook message saying, I've got some curry-flavoured ice cream if you want to come and try it. I went and tried it, and I have to say, it was really, really nice.
Well, my initial reaction is, ugh, but the more you're talking about it, my mouth is salivating.
Now, there is one problem. This is the drawback. It tastes lovely. He put ginger, cinnamon. It's all, did a proper recipe.
Yeah.
It's also got a bit of chilli in it, so you've got this really sweet, gingery, cinnamony taste with a little bit of curry, and then you get a little bit of a kick afterwards.
Yeah.
But the drawback is, if you eat a whole tub of it, about half an hour later, you feel really, really sick.
Oh my God! But does it have? And let's be careful. We have young ears listening.
Yeah.
It's still summer holiday. Does it have the same the physical reaction that a normal curry might have?
What, the other end kind of thing?
Yes.
No.
That's. I suppose it's that weird paradox. It's when you eat something hot and spicy, you might have some ice cream to cool your mouth down, but it's a catch-22, isn't it? With this,
yeah, you've got to say. I think it's the best of both worlds. I mean, everybody in the restaurant has caused a lot of it's created a lot of interest.
Yeah.
A lot of people have tried it and don't like it.
Yeah.
I took my wife and son, they tried it. My son ate half a tub and then turned around and said he didn't like it.
Yeah, okay, it took him half a tub to realise.
He was like, ate half a tub and was like, oh, I actually don't like this. Well, why do you eat it? Why do you eat it then? So I ate the rest of it. And I think it's generated a lot of interest, but I sort of said there is a market for it, but he doesn't seem to believe me.
Oh, I think there could be. Next time you speak to him, Jez, could you ask him to try, and this is, you've got me thinking now, could you ask him to try a pizza ice cream?
Pizza ice cream?
Yeah, just like a sort of bog standard, nothing too fancy.
Bit of tomato, bit of cheese, that sort of thing.
Yeah, a nice margarita pizza ice cream.
Oh, I'll give that a go.
It doesn't sound bad, does it?
No. In fact, that sounds actually quite nice.
Jez, I think we will speak again. Oh, if you can get a pizza ice cream. Do you remember, again, back in the day, you got chocolate, you got vanilla, some places you got mint chocolate chip, and that was it. And I remember the first Baskin-Robbins shop. They were the only shop that used to do more than the 3 standard flavours. Where did I see it? It might even have been in Milton Keynes, actually. I don't know. But kind of in the early 80s, seeing a Baskin-Robbins. We got 32 flavours of ice cream? How is that even possible? And now you have bizarre, perverse geniuses like Jez getting his mate to make a curry ice cream. I can see that working. I think I could dig a curry ice cream. Jez was a little bit thrown there by the what do you like, what don't you like question. No reason to be. It's not a trick question, very straightforward question. Last 15 minutes of the show, we'll speak to Justin as well about this. What do you like, what don't you like? That's it. That's all I want to know.
That's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
Now, hang on one second, young lady.
Yes.
I need a word with you.
Oh.
Yes. We're talking about what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
Earlier on, you said, oh, yeah, I like Dolly Parton. But then you said you don't like Jolene.
No, I don't.
Why?
It gets on my nerves now.
Why?
It's overplayed. Oh, no, stop it. Also, it's against the sisterhood.
What do you mean?
Well, it's all about one side letting the other side down. We're all supposed to be in it together. Don't pinch my man. Sort yourself out, love.
Dolly Parton is saying to Jolene, look, please, you're a good-looking girl and stuff, but please, I was here first with, let's call him Steve. Leave Steve alone. I'm begging you, go away.
Listen, if Steve wants a bit of Jolene, let him go. It's not worth it.
But sometimes, the men's eyes wander, and you've got to be reminded that you're going out with Dolly Parton.
Well, exactly.
I bet she's a nightmare to live with. I bet she's hard work.
She's been married a very long time for someone in that industry.
Yes.
You know what Nashville's like, flipping heck.
Yes. Do I?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's very, very that.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC 3 Counties Radio.
In Wednesday's papers, the chef Jamie Oliver called British youth wet behind the ears, saying that European immigrants are much tougher workers. Well, I wanted to know if you thought immigrant workers were tougher than British workers. Tony from Luton called in. Tony's in Luton. Morning, Tony.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. You're British, you're not a hard worker.
I am a very hard worker.
Oh.
I'm very fed up with people knocking the British all the time. I've been working since I've left school.
Must be tired.
At the moment, I'm not at work. I'm off sick.
Oh,
but
hang on a second, Tony. You're bunking off today.
Not bunking off. Not feeling very good. But again, that's one of the.
But you see, a Polish person would carry on regardless. They'd be there sweating through it.
Yeah, but see, they haven't got protection, have they? They've been taken advantage of.
Well, no, but that's the thing. Lots of people saying they're being taken advantage of, which they possibly are. But perhaps we're relying too much on the protection.
Yeah, I think...
You sound fit to me, Tony.
Yes, I have ear problems at the moment.
What do you do for a living?
I work in a charity.
OK, so you don't need ears for a charity?
I do, because I'm on the phone a lot and I get dizzy spells.
That was Tony from Luton. At least it wasn't Steve who called in and did a swear word. I wanted to put that in the podcast. It was vetoed. But it's probably still on BBC iPlayer. Go and check it out. What day was it, Ollie?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
About 7:20.
OK. It's a very naughty swear word.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC 3 Counties Radio.
Justin Dealey.
Morning, boss.
You should see the evil stares I'm getting.
Oh, really?
Through a haze of hangover.
Oh.
Justin, are you in a box or something?
I don't know quite what's happening. Can you hear me okay?
Well, sort of. I think you've got... Have you got the right microphone on?
Yes, I've got the right microphone on.
Then why does it sound like you haven't got the right microphone on?
I don't know. Shall I try and change the mics over?
Try and change the mics over.
How does that sound?
Well, it sounds like you've got the right microphone, you muppets.
We've got about 3 or 4 microphones in this car. It's all very nice, isn't it?
It's a basic one, Justin.
Yes. You well, boss?
I'm very, very well. I heard I heard a trailer for this show with you.
Yeah, I know.
Do your serious voice. I like it.
Yes, we've had some incredible stories on the Iain Lee programme, and I'm standing in for him, and he's been away for 2 weeks, and he's come back with this belting phone in. What do you like and what don't you like?
I've decided I'm going to raise the standards on this show, and tomorrow I'm going to send you out to talk about bees.
Oh, bees! I'm looking forward to that.
It's a good one.
Yep.
So, Justin, what do people like and what don't they like?
Well, personally, I like radio, I like ribeye steak, I like Coronation Street, and I like Luton Town. What I don't like is moany, negative people, and we hear from them every single day, don't we? People have always got something to moan about. Why moan?
Are you having a dig at me?
No, not you.
It is a veiled dig at me, isn't it?
It's not today. You've come in and you're uplifting.
I am. Yeah.
You're slightly more tanned up than usual. Yes, still pale, but slightly more tanned up. You're certainly uplifting. So I've been out into the streets today, asking people what they like and what they don't like, and this is what people had to say.
What do I like? Well, anything really. Well, sport, anything.
What don't you like?
Eh? Rugby, that's the worst one. Oh, I know. That's brute force and ignorance, I think.
Hey, good morning, madam. Happy Tuesday. Are you well?
Yes, thank you.
What do you like?
As in what?
What do you like?
Football. Eating.
What don't you like?
People who ask me strange questions in the morning.
Oh, I thought we were getting on well. I thought we could be friends.
No, I don't think so.
Thanks. Okay. Hello, sir. How are you today? You well?
I'm not talking, thanks.
What do you mean, what do I like?
Ashley, what do you like?
I like life, I like job, I like everything.
What don't you like?
I hate crime. I don't like crime. People stealing or killing people, I don't like this.
Hey, good morning, sir. Do you speak English?
Sometimes.
Fantastic. What do you like?
What do I like? Job.
Pete, you going to Tenerife, Raff? You looking forward to it?
Oh, yes, of course.
What do you like?
Going abroad, yeah.
What don't you like?
Living in England.
Are you going to move away from this country, then?
We're on the process of doing it. Cheap fags and cheap beer.
Lovely stripy top. What do you like?
I'm sorry.
What do you like?
I like driving.
You like driving?
Yeah.
What don't you like?
What?
What don't you like?
Don't like?
Yeah.
I don't like eating sweets.
Eating sweets?
Yeah.
Why not sweets? They're delicious.
I don't.
They're tasty. They make you feel good.
No, I don't
give you a
like
buzz.
the taste.
You don't like the taste?
Yeah.
Wow. I bet you were fun as a kid, weren't you?
Yes. I have fun when I was kid.
Music, I suppose. Soul music and stuff
come
like
on,
that.
I love soul music. Come on, your favourite soul artist?
Going back to the 80s, Loose Ends, I suppose.
Oh, Hanging on a String.
Yeah.
Fantastic song. What don't you like?
New Direction.
One Direction, you mean?
Yeah, well, there you go. That's just shows how much I know about them, doesn't it?
You okay?
Dealey,
Yeah.
you can have the rest of the week off.
What have I done?
You have just made a masterpiece.
Why?
You ain't never going to beat that. That was what we're all. I can see JVS, producer Tara, Kelly Bates. We're all sat here just laughing away.
These were genuine views.
How can that fella not like sweets?
I know.
Sweets?
Apparently, when he was young, he was fun as a kid. So he says.
You've made the podcast twice this week. It's only Tuesday.
Well, it's good to see you back, and I think we are going to be doing more of this sort of stuff, aren't we? So some odd questions, but that wasn't a trick question. That was a genuine question. You said to me last week, here's the idea, go out, talk to people. There was no tricks in there. It was simply what do you like and what don't you like.
I think sometimes with our questions we aim too high. Nice, simple, judging by audience, perhaps we need to aim a little lower. Nice, simple, straightforward questions. Justin, it's a pleasure to be back with you, sir. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Cheers, Ian.
Ta-ta, there we go. Well, that's wonderful stuff. I really do think he struck gold there. That's his masterpiece. He ain't going to beat that this week. On Tuesday, we talked about new research which says that our kids are spending too much time in front of screens. Who'd have guessed it? Well, I wanted to know if you could get rid of your TV, and if you only had 1 hour of TV a week, what would you watch? April's in Luton. Good morning, April.
Good morning.
You've got an hour of TV a week to watch.
Yeah.
What would you watch?
Oh, something on BBC4 probably.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Is that still going?
Yeah.
You want to watch a programme about an 18th century mill? Or a German composer? Really?
Or something about science or maths, yeah.
Oh, for goodness. A TV programme about maths?
I know, they're cool, aren't they?
No! Science programmes, I'll give you. Nina and the Neurons, yes, I'll watch an hour of that.
Oh, dear.
She's good, Nina. She I know why people get scabs now.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Right. So, April.
Yes.
What do you want?
We're talking about TV.
Oh, yes, that was it. I knew that was the reason, yes. Go on. Could you get rid of your TV?
No, because it does have some good functions.
Yeah.
We don't watch a lot of TV, and thanks to you, although my son's mostly upset, we don't watch TV at dinner time anymore.
Oh, but now, because I said that watching TV at dinner time was a big no-no.
Yeah, and I went home that day and I said, right, from now on, no TV at dinner time, and he's absolutely gutted.
And how old's your son?
4.5.
In your face, 4.5-year-old! I totally owned you. Well, good. You see, I'm informative, entertaining, but more importantly, educational.
So we are sticking to it, but TV is a balance thing, isn't it? And when I was growing up, I watched loads of TV. It didn't turn me into an unhappy, unbalanced person.
You sound a bit miserable.
No,
no.
I'm a glasses half full person. Optimistic, someone's going to fill the other half.
Okay. Kids' TV programmes now are much better than they were in the 70s.
They are, but my son doesn't really like watching them.
Oh.
I mean, as an example, on Monday he cycled 16.2 miles.
What? He's 4.5?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that cool? He's so brilliant.
On his own?
Yeah.
Well, hang on, you weren't there with him?
Well, no, we were with him, but he cycled on his own bike, no stabilisers.
You made a 4-year-old child cycle 16 miles?
We didn't make him, he did it.
Why?
He chose the longer route, actually. He could have saved like 4 or 5 miles.
How long did it take him?
We cycled from where we live to the next town,
right,
which took about an hour and a half.
That's quicker than our resident cyclist Paul Scoynes. It would take him about 4 hours to do that, and he's in his late 30s.
We then go to a restaurant and have some dinner.
Yeah.
And then we literally cycle back via the park and the place with the bouncy castle. And
No.
the ducks.
You've got this wrong. He's 4.5, April.
I know.
That's mathematically impossible.
No, it's not.
And he hasn't got stabilisers.
No, I know. He's been riding without stabilisers since he was about 3 years, 2 months.
Oh, listen to you.
And then after he did that, he decided to go down the new BMX track in the village.
Yeah, and I hope you said no.
And completely owned that.
Right, okay, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I'll send you the YouTube video.
Yeah, have you sent it to me?
I have.
Where did you send it to? My email?
Yes.
All right, hang on a second. Let's. No, you've sent me the TV Society.
No.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the email I sent you.
No, I'm gonna have a look.
Iain, I-A-I-N.
That's me. Hi, nice to meet you. Hang on, my computer. I will have a look at it. My computer is doing what it always does, i.e. not working. Okay,
That's
I will have a look at it. But
so he went down there, and then after that, he decided he'd go have a rest, and so then he went inside and watched Star Trek on TV.
Lazy little so-and-so. What a lazy little sausage you've got. Naughty. April, I will have a look at that video. My computer is, of course, being... it says the content is currently unavailable.
Oh.
Well, that's 2 minutes of exciting radio we're never going to get back. April, lovely. It's nice to talk to you. Well done. I'll speak to you again soon.
No problem.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm sure she will send that video and we'll have a look. 4.5, riding 16 miles? No. There's something not right about that.
And that's your latest news and sport. I'll be back with more at 7 o'clock.
I'm going to take a caller, Catherine.
Right.
And then I'm going to play a Bee Gees song.
Yes.
It's a brilliant song. I've got to get a message to you.
I like that one.
It's a good one. It's about a bloke who's going to be hung.
Yeah.
But he wants to tell his girlfriend that he still loves her, despite the fact he's going to be hung.
Hanged.
So while I'm playing that, I want you to just imagine... I want you to just imagine the front cover of that Bee Gees book that I've lent you, OK?
Oh, particularly that special portion.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Very naughty, but there is a cracking new Bee Gees biography out. It's brilliant. It really is a good read. Go and look at the front cover. Those trousers are very, very tight. Very, very tight. Hospital food. Is it any good? Richard's in Winslow. Richard, have you had hospital food?
Oh, blimey. Hello.
Richard, it sounds like you've fallen down the toilet. Are you okay?
Oh, God. No, I've just got out of the shower and I've turned it off. It went freezing cold and froze my assets. Oh, my word.
Are you...
It's true. Let me get a towel, make myself decent.
I've got to ask you a question, Richard. I really don't want to hear the answer to. Are you naked now?
Well, having just got out of the shower, I always have a shower once a month, whether or not I need it. I don't tend to wear the clothes in the shower, so I'll leave that one to you.
Thanks very much.
Yes, right.
I think I might need to go to hospital after this. Hospital food, Richard.
Don't go to Northampton, Milton Keynes, Stoke Mandeville, High Wycombe, because the food is at best average. In fact, the only food that's any good is in Harefield. I was in there the other Christmas, and we got a lovely Christmas lunch, proper roast potatoes, loads of turkey, and we even had a glass of sparkling wine in a plastic cup. And Carol sing, it's very nice too.
Richard.
Yes.
Chipolata.
Don't be disgusting.
Thank you very much. Yeah, continue.
It's the cold weather. It's even on one occasion in High Wycombe when they served the toast cold. I said, why can't we have hot toast? They said, we can't put it in the machine in the wall because it sets the fire alarms off. And Englishman's right to have hot toast in the morning.
Richard, hang on a second. I've just remembered who you are. Haven't I banned you from calling in?
Probably.
Get off.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Man, that's a song. Their 60s stuff gets so overlooked because of that ridiculous disco music they did 2 years after everyone else was doing disco. Their 60s stuff is the best. New York mining disaster, Massachusetts, and I've got to get a message to you. Man, there's a song. Dealey, which period Bee Gees do you prefer?
70s. Sorry, disco.
You like all that silly... You could tell by the way I use my walk and a woman's way. No time for talk. You can dance and you can dive and it's all over time and it's alright. It's okay. You can look the other way. We can try to understand.
You actually sound like the Bee Gees. That's incredible.
I am.
Wow.
Anyone can do that, though.
No, they can't.
It's not good singing.
Listen, the 60s stuff was great. The tracks that you mentioned were great. But the 70s stuff as well, they took it on, didn't they?
Yeah, 2 years after everyone else had dropped it off.
It doesn't matter, though, because
anyone could go,
you can take to understand the New York Times affects a man. Whether you're a mother or whether you're a brother, you must stay alive. Stay alive.
Well, based on that evidence, maybe not everybody can.
Now, back in July, our reporter, Paul Scoynes, covered a story about an incredible incident in Milton Keynes. Part of a loose road sliced through the bottom of a bus that was driving over it, injuring an elderly passenger, breaking both of her ankles. Let's just remind ourselves of what Paul Scoynes... Oh, hang on a second. Here it is. Sorry. Let's just remind ourselves of what Paul Scoynes had to say.
It's another bus going past the bus stops here on Midsummer Boulevard. As you look out from the main shopping building, I can see the point across from me and Midsummer Place to my right, and the buses pass in both directions on this road where I'm standing. And as you look out to the road, you see these huge concrete blocks crisscrossing the road and are used as well to mark the boundaries of the bus stops. And what I can see from just going and standing on one of them is you can see that they're very loose indeed, and they actually move quite a degree when you stand on them. You can also sort of hear the noise as you do stand on them, and there's a number of these slabs which do the same. This one here is also sort of surrounded by bricks, and every time a bus goes over these slabs, they move. sometimes fairly violently as well, although I haven't seen any come out of their moorings. Although this is what appears to have happened just a week ago, when in this spot a bus went over one of these slabs and it flew up and pierced the actual bottom of the bus.
Well, that was Paul Scoynes in July. We had assurances on the programme from Conservative councillor John Bint, who is the Cabinet Member for Transport and Highways at Milton Keynes Council, that the road would be fixed. Well, Peter Ballantyne is from the Milton Keynes Bus Users Group. He joins me on the line now. Morning, Peter. The road, I've not seen it myself. Is it all up to standard now, been sorted?
Yeah, good morning. Well, the answer to that is no.
Oh.
They closed the area from Lower 9th Street through to Seckler Gates to do the repairs, and we expected, after meetings, we had 4 meetings with the various council officers, and they assured us that they were going to make a proper job, and were closing the area, and we agreed to that while it was being done. What we found on Friday when the road was reopened was that there was a number of the marks, there was yellow marks where they were going to remove these blocks. Some of them still remain and are still loose, and there was white marked blocks which had not been touched, and they were moving.
So hang on, how long was this section of road closed?
For 5 days.
5 days, and what actually had they done apart from put down yellow and white marks?
Well, they've removed a lot of these blocks, quite a few of them, particularly the ones with the yellow marks on them, and replaced it with a patchwork of tarmac. I can only say that we're very disappointed because in the meetings we were told that their whole area was going to be re-tarmacked.
Well, surely the problem that happened with this unfortunate incident with this poor lady was, if I've got this right, the bus was going along, it dislodged one of these loose slabs, and that went through the floor of the bus and broke the lady's ankles. Are you telling me, Peter, that several of those loose blocks are still there?
Are still there, and we are very concerned about it, and have sent a very heavily worded email yesterday about it. Haven't had a response so far, but I think our feeling is what we're trying to protect is obviously the bus user experience. And that lady is still in hospital after 6 operations and is not very well at all. That's nearly 8 weeks later. And, you know,
six operations?
6 operations, yeah.
How bad? Well, obviously it's very bad if she's been in there for 8 weeks and 6 operations. Do we know exactly what's wrong?
I think from what I've heard is that the block not only broke ankles and other bones, it lacerated the legs very badly. And obviously a 60-year-old, it isn't something that repairs very quickly. In fact, I spoke with the solicitor of the lady, and she said there was even an opportunity that the lady would lose a leg. So, I mean, we're taking it very seriously. These blocks were identified to the council over 18 months ago that they were loose. We had meetings, and we were assured that the job would be done properly. I think what our complaint really is, did anyone inspect the road after the contractor moved out to actually say, yes, it could be opened again? And I don't think anybody, because it was a Friday, just before bank holiday, anybody looked at that road and assessed whether it was safe to use.
I'm sorry, Peter, I'm finding what you're telling me absolutely incredible. So this woman who was injured just sitting on a bus,
yes.
She's been in hospital for 8 weeks,
yeah.
She's had 6 operations, and there is a chance that she might lose a portion of her leg.
It's possible. This is what I've been told by our solicitor.
Well, this is just incredible, and the council have not sorted out the road properly.
Well, I think the disappointment for us is that in meetings with senior members of the Transport Department, we were told that urgent work was going to be done, and tarmacking was going to replace cobbles, and which are at the top of the road, and also these channel dividers. I mean, over a period of years, what's happened is, obviously, with 80 buses an hour going through the area, they're called channel dividers, by the way. The channel dividers have become loose. And it was not going fast. The bus wasn't going very fast. It just hit it at a particular speed, quite low because they have to turn into the road, and it just lifted up and went through the floor. I mean, I've seen photographs of the damage, let alone the blood inside the bus. The damage to the bus was extensive.
Peter, I'm shocked by what you're telling me. Thank you so much for coming on. That's Peter Ballantyne from the Milton Keynes Bus Users Group. Imagine that, you're on a bus, or your mum or your nan is on a bus, going to the shops. Suddenly there's an almighty racket, a big paving slab comes through the floor, breaks your ankles, you're in hospital for 8 weeks, 6 operations, and now we're hearing there's a chance that she might lose a portion of her leg. Well, listening to that is the councillor in charge of transport, John Bin. What's going on, John?
There's a bunch of things going on that really aren't to anybody's satisfaction. I think the first thing to say is to reiterate our deep apologies to the lady concerned for an incident that shouldn't have happened.
She's been in hospital for 8 weeks, had 6 operations, might lose a bit of her leg.
And everybody has said very much regret this, and we need to be getting on with fixing it. And
well, why haven't you? You closed the street for 5 days and you haven't done it.
I think the council has got a lot of explaining to do. I entirely agree with Peter Ballantyne's very mildly expressed concerns over a job that appears to be handled ineptly last week. I think there is no explanation that he's been given or that I've been given as to why it took a week to not sort this area out and to reopen an area when it doesn't appear to have been inspected and doesn't appear to be safe.
Who signed it off? Who gave it the thumbs up and said, yep, we're happy with that?
I don't know, and he doesn't know, and he's not been told, and I've not been told.
You're the councillor in charge of transport. I would have thought that it would have been your responsibility to go and give it the once-over.
No, councillors do not, even the cabinet member does not have operational authority to go and do anything like that. We are responsible for setting policy and for holding the chief executive to account when that policy is not implemented.
You must know the name of the person, or there must be one person who has said, yep, we're happy with that. Who is it?
The chief executive has overall responsibility. You know that he's David Hill. The corporate director responsible for this area is Linda Bull, and the assistant director responsible for highway repairs is John Pryor.
So it's their fault.
Collectively, they have a line management responsibility to make sure that this is done properly.
Sounds like you're passing the buck a bit, John. Sounds like you're passing the buck a little bit. You're accepting no responsibility for this farce.
A councillor has no power to instruct contractors, to instruct individual staff to do anything.
Then what are you doing? What's the point? What's the point of having a councillor in charge of transport if when a woman's leg is damaged so badly she may lose a portion of that leg, you are unable to get the road fixed to a satisfactory level? What's the point of you being there?
The point of me being there is to have this conversation, to represent the public and say that this isn't satisfactory, and to find out what the chief executive intends doing about it.
Okay, when is the road...
I don't think this isn't satisfactory. The road state isn't satisfactory. There's another problem that occurred last week that Peter has kindly not alluded to, but was deeply unsatisfactory.
What happened last week?
That was the arrangements made for, while this work was going on, the arrangements made to direct members of the travelling public to alternative bus stops, which was also not done to my satisfaction and not done to his satisfaction.
So people weren't told what bus stops they should be going to when this section of road was closed?
There was a little information and it wasn't acceptable.
So so this has been a complete cock-up in terms of getting the road fixed and how the public were treated. When is the road going to be fixed properly?
I need to have a conversation with the chief executive, the corporate director and the assistant director, and that's due to happen shortly this week, to find out who's in charge of this and what's going on and when they're going to fix it.
You don't know who's... I'm scratching my head that you don't know who's in charge of this.
Well, I do know who's in charge. It's a complete management hierarchy.
Well,
what I don't know is which particular point in that hierarchy should have done this. I don't know whether anybody or several people inspected that road. I suspect nobody. Now, if nobody inspected it, it's quite difficult to say, well, which one of you thinks you should have inspected it?
Someone has to take... No, it's not. John, it's not difficult. Someone has to take responsibility for this mess up. A woman, a pensioner, is potentially going to lose a bit of her leg on your watch, John. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel pretty miserable about the situation.
Right, sort it out.
I can't... I'm doing what I can to sort it out. You know I've done a lot of things to sort it out. You know I've always made myself available to you and your listeners to tell you what we've done, to tell you what problems we're still up against.
And I appreciate that.
At the moment, I am entirely with Peter in the fact that this wasn't satisfactory from an engineering point of view. It wasn't satisfactory from a passenger consideration point of view. And I'm trying to make sure that it is, A, fixed and done better next time, and those are work in progress. I don't have answers for you yet.
Okay, listen, John, I appreciate that you do come on, and when you do come on, you speak honestly, and you allow me to put my point forward. Have you heard any more about the woman's condition?
We had an update, but it's not as updated as the one that Peter gave you this morning. Deeply concerned and continue to express our deep sympathy for the situation.
John Bint, listen, I appreciate you coming on, and I know it's tough times, and I do believe that you're doing all you can. Hopefully we can speak again soon with some slightly better news on this story.
Cheers, then.
John, thank you very much. Conservative councillor John Bint there, Cabinet Member for Transport and Highways at Milton Keynes Council.
On FM, AM, online and digital radio.
This is Iain Lee.
On BBC Three Counties Radio.
Last week on holiday, my boy impressed me immensely by saying, "Dada, honey comes from bees." Yes, it does. How do they make it? Well, turns out I don't know. And I wondered, did anybody know how those cunning bees made that sweet, sweet honey? Justin Dealey has been out and about this morning. Good morning, Justin.
Hello, Iain.
The reason I'm so excited by bees, my little boy on holiday said, "Dada, honey comes from bees." Yes. How do they make it? Well, what they do is they get the pollen...
Yeah, carry on.
And I had no idea how honey was made.
It's a tricky question.
It's something we think we all know, but we haven't got a clue.
Absolutely.
You've been asking people this, haven't you?
Yes, I've been out the streets of Luton asking people where honey comes from, you know, the obvious answer, but then, of course, the big question, how is it made?
The big question.
Some fascinating answers. Just take a listen to this. I think you might enjoy this. Thomas, where does honey come from?
It's actually the spit from bumblebees. Yes.
How do you know that?
I've got a friend who's, what do they call them?
A bee expert?
That's it, a bee expert, yeah.
The bees.
How do they make it?
I haven't got a clue. In the honeycomb, I presume.
Where does honey come from?
Sundon Park.
Comes from Sundon Park?
Yeah.
A bee.
How do they make it?
I think it's already been made, isn't it? There's not too much to it, really, you know what I mean? I think it's already been made.
It's already been made?
Yeah, that means it's already been like, it's already sweet. You know, I don't think there's nothing you've got to do to it.
Where does honey come from?
Honey?
Honey, yeah.
From bees, yes.
Now, how do they make it, though?
Oh, just a minute. I think, well, it has to have a certain comb, and then when, squeeze it, the honey out, or something like that.
So the bees start squeezing each other?
No. The bees has to lay his nest before somebody could take it out from it. I actually doesn't know how, you know. Yeah, I've got to go now. Yes.
All right. Quite enjoying the conversation.
Is it? I've got to go now.
Are you sure?
Yes. Sorry.
One more question?
Yes, well...
I've forgotten, sorry.
Oh, Justin, thank you. You're on fire this week, Justin Dealey. Thank you so much. Well, people don't know how honey is made. They squeeze it. Robert Dartington is from Buzzworks Association in Hitchin, a community project to help people enjoy the world of bees and the craft of beekeeping. Robin, how do bees make honey?
Well...
It's one of those things people think, oh, yeah, I know. Oh, actually, I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, there's obviously some way to go before the public understands bees. And
they don't squeeze each other, do they?
No, they don't.
They don't.
I think that was just your investigator squeezing the women on the street.
Yeah, quite possibly. No, Justin, yes. How do they make it?
Well, they collect nectar from flowers. Flowers produce nectar in order to attract bees. And nectar is a watery substance. It's got 80% water. And it's rather like a fruit juice. But it's got sugars in it. So the bees suck that up and take that home to the hive. Now, to turn it into honey, they have to get rid of the water because the watery nectar would ferment. So they couldn't store it. So they have to get rid of, get the stuff down from 80% water down to 18% water. And they evaporate the drops of nectar then within the hive, in the warm environment of the hive, and concentrate it down until it becomes thick, viscous honey, which is so dense that it can't ferment. They also add enzymes to it to change it. So they change the sugar in it from sucrose, which is what we get in the supermarket, down to things like glucose and other things which are very easily assimilated, which is why honey is very easy for digestion. And they add other enzymes and things to it. So it's manufactured by bees, using their own abilities, out of the nectar that is produced by flowers.
And do they do quite a bit of this work in their stomachs, and then they pass it to another bee? Is that correct?
Well, they take it into the stomach. They take it not into their stomach, but into their honey crop when they take it out of the flower, and then they regurgitate it out of their honey crop into the cells in the hive.
It's bee spit, basically.
No, it would. That gives a quite wrong connotation.
Right.
They're not adding saliva or anything of that nature. No.
Bees are in decline, aren't they? This is the thing we're constantly hearing. Why is that? And is there any hope for the bees?
Well, the bees are in decline because they're tropical animals. They evolved in Africa and India, and we're right on the edge of their territory. And so they need better weather than we have. They have to be lucky with the weather here. But also they need forage. They've got to have flowers to go and get it. And we've got very little natural flowers left now. The countryside is industrialised. So they're short of good forage with good quality food. And then they need beekeepers too, because they can't live in the open now any longer. They've got to have a beekeeper to look after them within the comfort and shelter of the hive.
Robin, we're running out of time. All of my team are saying we're finding you fascinating. We're going to get you on again and spend a bit more time with you another day. And one final question. Do most bees die if they sting?
Yes, bees do die because the sting is so adapted that it sticks into your skin and pulls away from a bee, leaving them a huge wound at the back of their bodies, and they dehydrate. But anyway, if anybody wants to talk more, we're at Hitchin's Farmers Market on Saturday morning, selling honey and answering all the questions of the public.
Fantastic.
Hitchin Farmers Market down by the river.
Robin, and I've got to say, go and get fresh honey. Don't buy that squeezy stuff in the supermarkets. Go and get a jar of fresh honey. It tastes completely different.
Well, the squeezy stuff in the supermarket has been heated to destroy its nature so that it doesn't go hard, and that's destroyed the enzymes that the bees put in, and all the healthy aspects of the honey have all gone.
It's gone.
This is Iain Lee
on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Justin Dealey got very excited. All right, Lisa. All right, big man. I got gold for you, right? If you could be a character in any film, who would it be? Well, what? Why are you asking? Well, because it's going to be great for the radio. I remain to be convinced, but Justin Dealey joins me now. A man who thinks his own echo sounds sexy. Justin.
All right, Ian.
Yes.
You well?
I'm very, very well. Why did this spring into your strange, dark mind?
I'll tell you why, yesterday we were talking about Michael Douglas, weren't we? And some of the things which he gets up to. And we were talking about his relationship with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Very delicately put.
Yes, exactly.
That's what she said, yes.
Sadly, that's come to an end. And I was saying, John, Michael Douglas, what an absolute legend. When I think about some of his film characters, Nick Curran in Basic Instinct, we had Gordon Gekko in Wall Street.
Yes.
I want to be that man. I want to be Michael Douglas. I want to be his film characters.
Well, no, hang on a second. Hang on. We're not talking about the actors. We're specifically talking about the film characters. You can only pick one.
Yep.
Which one are you going to pick?
I'm going to go for Nick Curran because as a detective, he was fantastic and he had the best leather jacket I've ever seen in the whole of my life in Basic Instinct.
No, I've not seen Basic Instinct. Is it? I'm aware of the famous legs crossing scene. Is it just because you want to be there?
Quite possibly.
I'd be Willy Wonka.
Would you? Why?
Yeah, because, it's magical. It's magical. The interaction with the children, he's got a chocolate river!
Well, that's true.
He's got a chocolate river and a big fat German kid falls into it.
You see, already two completely different fantasies. Straight away.
Yeah, you've actually been using the BBC dollar to go out and speak to people about this.
Yes, first for news, I've been asking people if they could be any film character from any film, who would they be and why? Some fascinating answers. Take a listen to this.
From any film?
You could be any film character you want to. Batman, Superman, James Bond, who would it be?
Probably Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
Yeah?
Do something daring, yeah.
Probably Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, because he gets to run around on adventures and eat treats all day.
Well, that's a cracking answer. Anybody else?
Probably a villain, a really evil villain.
Light and shade, Scooby-Doo and a villain?
Yeah.
So, what's your favourite film of all time?
I don't know.
Putting you right on the spot there.
Yeah, you are. Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood?
Yeah.
OK, bit of a bad boy, are you?
Yeah. Well, no, but I like the film.
OK. If you could be any film character, in any film, who would it be?
What's his name in that film? What women think. You know, you think what goes through women's minds, and be one of them to know what women actually think and see what goes through their minds for a day.
Would you really want to know, though?
Yeah, I would.
Oh, it'd be John Wayne. Oh, what film? The Rio Grande. Just a great character. Took over the film. Larger-than-life personality.
Yeah, Jason Bourne, yeah.
So you wouldn't fancy being Shirley Valentine or something like that?
No.
Jason Bourne, so you could be a bit out there, a bit weird, a bit wacky, a bit sci-fi?
Yes, definitely, yeah. Very exciting life.
What's your name, young man?
Thomas.
Thomas, how old are you?
9.
Who would you like to be?
James Bond.
Tell me why.
Because he's in a lot of action films and I like guns and war and stuff like that, so...
That's a bit of a concerning answer for a 9-year-old child. So we're talking movies today. What's your favourite film, first of all?
Midnight Express.
Oh, what a fantastic film. Brutal, but brilliant. I want to know, if you could be any film character from any film, who would it be?
Shrek. Yeah, why not?
Why would you like to be green?
Why not?
Moving on from a 9-year-old saying they love guns and war, because there are issues there.
Yep.
Interesting that someone mentioned the science fiction film Jason Bourne.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering what bit of that film was science fiction.
Well, do you know what? I've never seen the film. Not my cup of tea at all.
Well, you can't just throw a genre at it.
Well, I thought it was sci-fi.
No, it's like action, isn't it?
Well, that's sci-fi / action.
Well, there's no sci-fi in it.
Is it not?
No, it's like it basically.
Why is it not sci-fi?
I would file it under American Bond. It's not sci-fi because there's no science in it.
Really?
There's no science fiction. No, that's what sci-fi stands for.
I thought it was sci-fi.
Well, no, it's not. It's action.
Really?
Yes.
Put it out there. I think it is sci-fi.
Put what out there? Are the Bourne films sci-fi? People will phone up and go, no.
Yeah, but I thought they were sci-fi. Whenever people have spoken about them in the past, they've always said they're sci-fi films.
Who has said that?
Well, I've read about it.
What? So already you've gone from people saying it to you reading it. You don't read, Justin. We know that.
I do read.
Where have you read that Jason Bourne is sci-fi?
I can't give you an exact title.
Because you are making it up.
It wasn't in the British hit singles book, admittedly, but I have read it somewhere.
All right, we'll put it out there. Wait there. 08459 455 555. Is there anybody listening to this who agrees with Justin Dealey that the Bourne films are science fiction?
Phone lines are going mad?
No, just give them 20 seconds.
Okay. I thought they were, but forgive me if I'm wrong.
You've apparently read it somewhere.
Yeah.
So it must be true. Oh, there's a phone that's ringing. Put them straight through, Kelly Betts. Just put them straight through. Tell me what line they're on and we'll have them. Even if they're not calling about this. And this isn't just because we're short on material today.
No.
Kathy's on the line. Morning, Kathy.
Oh, good morning.
Kathy, whereabouts are you calling from?
From Luton.
Oh, lovely. Just down the road from us, Kathy. Who's correct, myself or the idiot Dealey?
Well, I wouldn't call him an idiot, but he's certainly not correct.
The Bourne films are not sci-fi in the slightest,
sci-fi.
are they?
No, they're not.
Okay. What would you label them as?
Yeah, I'd agree that they're a bit more of a realistic Bond type movie.
Yeah.
On the edge of sci-fi?
No way.
Oh.
No science in them at all.
Kathy, thank you very much indeed. Leslie's on the line. Morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Ian.
Leslie, who's right, me or that idiot Dealey?
I think Justin's getting confused with the Matrix films.
Because they are science and fiction.
They're definitely science fiction.
Yep.
And but I'm afraid Jason Bourne is, as you said, Bond. He's a secret agent.
Yep.
He's very much a Earth-struck.
With an edge of sci-fi?
No.
Justin, would you like to apologise to Leslie? You've literally wasted her time.
Leslie, I'm very sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, Leslie.
You're welcome after your excellent shows last week.
All right, bye, Leslie. Bye. Joined now by the BBC Three Counties political reporter, Paul Scoynes. Paul, the Bourne films, are they science fiction in any way?
No, not in the not even the slightest. They are definitely in the action genre. You could put it down as sort of pretty hard-edged action, but not even close to sci-fi. No, and I've actually got a film studies degree, so I speak with some authority.
So this man is a doctor of films.
I'm a master of science. I mean, why I got that, I don't know.
Paul, you're a political reporter. Stick to doing that.
At least he's a something reporter. You're just a reporter.
Yeah.
So that means that he's good at one thing at least. You're not particularly good at any of them.
You're right. I'm good at lots of things. You're right.
No,
you're right.
Jack of none, master of even less.
No, I think you're Jack of all trades.
Would you like to apologise to Paul Scoynes?
Sorry, Paul.
That's fine.
And also, I think you probably owe Paul Scoynes an apology for that picture that he caught a glimpse of the other day.
See ya, bye.
Paul Scoynes, thanks very much for joining us. I really appreciate that.
One of my favourite films.
The Bourne films?
Yeah.
Never seen one.
Really?
Yeah.
We should watch one.
Oh, I'm busy then. Thanks very much. That's it. That's your lot. That's the end of the podcast. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with me at any point, maybe a suggestion for the podcast or for the show, Iain.
I thought you said I could have a go.
I did say you could have a go, but we've finished.
Why had to wait for the next person to come along?
For the news.
You can't just leave the news unattended.
Well,
you know what happens.
Well, even when the news is attended, it's sometimes a farce.
Well, at least I'm watching it happen.
iain.lee@bbc.co.uk. If you're a musical act, we have musical acts on Friday. I said, do you want to come down?
I'm so disappointed.
The listeners aren't. I said, do you want to come down? You said, kid, I'll be down in a bit. I've just got to finish this, what I'm doing late.
Where am I from now? Am I Dutch or something?
Are you not?
What was that?
Are you not Dutch?
No.
I got my girls a loud mug and I'm like dead clarty.
What? I am not clarty.
If you're a musical act, something a little bit different, a bit unusual, I don't want three blokes strumming a guitar singing about how a girl called Louise broke their heart. If you're something different...
Well, they might be really good. I wouldn't rule them out. You know we're hard up. Carry on.
iain.lee@bbc.co.uk. iain.lee@bbc.co.uk. The show goes out weekday mornings between 6 and 9 on BBC Three Counties Radio. That's it.
Goodbye.
You just embarrassed yourself. Idiot.
Goodbye.
Did it again.
See you next time.
Thanks for listening to this free download from BBC Three Counties Radio, your local radio station for beds, hearts and bucks, on FM, AM, digital radio and online at bbc.co.uk/3counties.